Well, boys and girls, it's ban list season time. I don't know if it's fair to call it a ban list without any bans, but nonetheless, we have to talk about this. The Digimon TCG has announced that they're going to have a restricted and banned card list. They're taking the aspects of Yu-Gi-Oh! In that sense, where they're just going to ban cards, limit them if they're too powerful, and also unlimit cards or unban cards if they become, irrelevant or fair. I'll take 30 seconds to talk about the cards actually on the list, because this is more about the theoretical implications of a ban list in this game. That's what this video is about, not so much, the content of it. Not banning anything on this list, they're putting Argomon to 1 and Hidden Potential Discovered to 1. The reason they're doing this, in a few quick words, green too fast! That's literally the only reason why. Argomon, it's inheritable, lets you play things level 3 or lowers for free, and Hidden Potential makes it cheap to evolve things. Therefore, it's way too aggressive, way too quick, and apparently that's not fair to the other decks, and I completely get why they're putting both those cards at 1. It only makes sense. I haven't even played with this format yet. I'm not playing the cards in the OCG, I'm going to play whatever comes here. And I don't even need to play with these cards to know that these cards are ridiculous, and that green in set 1.5 is going to be tier 1, maybe even bigger. So that's what I have to say about these green cards. Now let's actually talk about what Bandai has to say from their perspective on this limited list. By the way, you can find this on the World Digimon Card Game site. I'll put a link in the description below. In the Digimon card game, your deck can include up to 4 copies of a card with the same card number. Oh, the numbers. In official tournaments, however, some cards are banned or restricted, limiting the number of copies you can play. Banned cards can't be included in your decks. Restricted cards, if you want to include cards listed as restricted, you can only include a number of copies equal to the number listed in parentheses. Note, banned and restricted cards listed here may be removed from the list depending on the current competitive environment. Based on the current competitive environment, the following cards will be added to the banned and restricted list as of April 1st, 2021. And then they just go on to say Argomon and that option are going to 1. What I really like, and what Konami doesn't do often enough, is they actually taking the time to explain why they're hitting the cards they're hitting. For example, Argomon and Hidden Potential Discovered allow green decks to easily reduce Digivolution cost to 0, resulting in play patterns that are much faster than you anticipated. To bring the speed of green decks in line with other colors, we're restricting these cards to a single copy per deck. I even forgot that Argomon could do the Digivolution thing, like the giant green bird thing that I still don't know the name of. And that's another reason why that card is getting hit. Makes sense. And finally, there are currently no banned cards. Oh, there you go. So, implications. We're theoretically getting set 1.5 mid-March. That gives us a little bit of time to play tier Amazing Green. That's basically what that means. And they're not wasting any time telling you, yeah, these cards are going to get hit because they're way too good. So think about it. I have no doubt in my mind that even with these cards at 1, green is still going to be tier 1 in set 1.5. There's just too many tricks. It's too consistent. Sure, hit those cards to 1. That's no big deal because they have so much support coming. It's going to be ridiculous. Let's take a moment and talk about the market implications and what this means in this game, because now we have a ban list and we know how things are going to happen. Fortunately, the cards they're hitting are common and uncommon, so they're not actually going to have a big impact on the market. Sure, the tree might be a $3, $4 common, and the uncommon might be, 5 or 6, whatever. That's all okay. However, let's think for a moment, if they do this preemptively with a card that's rare or super rare or higher, what'll happen is temporary inflation on the particular singles. For example, let's say a card comes out in super rare before the set's even out, and then Bandai says, yeah, this is too good, so it's going at 1. What does that mean? It means that if there are any official tournaments between set release of that card and the list hitting that card is going to be particularly expensive, just so you have the option to play it at a tournament. You gotta pay that premium to play with the cards you know are going to get hit because they're really good. And that'll trickle into the whole archetype as well. If 1 card, or 2 cards in this case, are getting hit to 1, you know that the green deck is really, really good, so that's going to cause the green cards in this case to maybe a little more expensive at first. And then when the list actually happens and the cards are impacted, then you'll see prices starting to go down a little bit. For those of you that haven't been around the block, it's the same as Yu-Gi-Oh! A card might be really, really, really good until Konami's like, nope, 1 are banned, and then the card just drops in value. Sometimes it tanks like 50, 60, 70, 80%. Sometimes it goes down maybe 20%. And sometimes if it's a max rarity, it might go down even less than that. But the point is, these cards will go down in price if they are really too broken. I do really kind of like the transparency on Bandai though, because they're telling us, yeah, these cards are getting hit, so be careful. They're letting you know that if you want to play green, you have to make an educated decision now. Do you want to play green for 2 weeks? Do you want to risk green getting neutered when the cards do get hit? Which isn't going to happen, but in future things, this could happen. It's very, very likely that at some point they hit 1 or 2 cards that completely kill a deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does it, and I see no reason why this won't happen eventually. But the transparency, the honesty as to why they're hitting them, and giving us really heads-up notice on this one, actually really cool. And I give Bandai big thumbs up for that. And I think that's it. That's just a quick video explaining, yep, Digimon is a ban list. Yep, cards are hit, nothing's banned. Yep, this is the way it goes. And yep, this is what happens to the market, and this is what will happen in the market going forward. I know I personally try to play every deck possible, or I want to do that in the game, or play as many decks as possible. So you can fully expect a full-powered green list, hopefully, you know, in the first 2 weeks of the format. That's what I'm hoping for. Obviously, everything's a big unknown right now because of printing and all of that, so who knows what's going to happen. But if I can have a full-powered green deck on the channel a week or 2 after release, even though it might, you know, lose a lot of power, I still think it's going to be an experience. I want to try it just for the sake of trying it. And I think a lot of people are going to try it for the sake of trying it as well. Especially anyone participating in any of the Pro Play game tournaments, or their locals, or if any Bandai tournaments are actually happening at that time. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification on to smash potatoes. That way you know when more of these amazing Digimon videos are out. And with that, see you next time.